I'll show you my favorite chess books. I have a lot of books. I have close to 200 books, but that doesn't mean that I read all of them. And a lot of book collectors do this. They don't read their books, but I've read a few of them, not all the way through. Um, but let's say for the novel chess books that I have Searching for Bobby Fischer, which I recommend I think Searching for Bobby Fischer, the book, is better than the movie, in my opinion. I think that the book focuses more on what was happening in the world, um, with the Soviet Union and all these things. And in the movie, it focuses a lot on the main character, right? But I guess also the Queen's Gambit novel. Where is it? Wait, one second. Let me bring him here. What I was mentioning. So, Searching for Bobby Fischer. I really recommend this book. But this is a novel, right? It's super nice. I like this one better than the book is better than the movie on this one, in my opinion. And for the Queen's Gambit, the original book was written in 1984 or something by Walter Tevis. So yes, the show was based on the book, on the real book. And in my opinion, I think the show is better. Although the story is exactly the same, I really like the show, how they portray the main character. In the show, she's a redhead. In the book, she's a brunette. But what I liked about the show was that they used real games, and they used the help of Garry Kasparov to come up with real games and get a improved version of one of the top historic games and stuff, or a few of the best games in history, I guess. Okay, so I will show you some of the books that I like. And okay, I need to move a few of the things here though. So my favorite book is the FCO, Fundamental Chess Openings, by Paul van der Staren. And this book is super nice. You might have heard of Modern Chess Openings, this book. So this is the book that was, well, not this edition, but I think that maybe the first edition of the book was in the Queen's Gambit. The book that Beth Harmon had is Modern Chess Openings, but in the like back then that was like a red book, right? But this is it's a nice book, but for people who are starting to play chess and they want to get familiar with the different openings and things like that, I mean, that's a good reference, but I think that it's an easier book to digest or read, this one here. I think this is a little bit better version. I think friendlier regarding showing more pictures and things like that. And the whole point of this book is that it shows you different openings, like the ready opening, the Queen's Gambit, reverse Sicilian, all kinds of openings. And it shows you the first few moves regarding the main ideas of those openings. And I think that will be very helpful for you to get to learn a little bit of openings and things like that. So this book, it's not super cheap. I mean, you can always go on eBay and try to find some good deals there, right? But I think the new version of this book, I think it was like $30 or something. But you can try to find on eBay for cheaper, as long as they're in good quality, in good condition, sorry. So this was my first book that I ever got, and I really loved this book. And whenever people ask me about what's a good chess book to start or something, I think this one is probably the best book to get your openings, knowledge, and things like that. And it's easy to read. By the way, if you guys don't know how to read notation and stuff, I have a video on my YouTube channel, and I always have it tagged in the description, and I'll put a card. I don't know if it's here or here, and I'll try to make a better version of that video to make it easier for you guys to understand. Another book that I really like, that I've brought with me in different flights and when I would travel and things like that, I needed a smaller book to bring with me, and it was this one, the Capablanca, the best chess endings. I really liked this book. I started checking it out, and I saw a few of the games, and it's so nice. It's like a 60 complete games from Jose Raúl Capablanca, the Cuban grandmaster, you know, back in the day. So I think this is a nice book whenever you want to learn about, you know, whenever you learn about history and things like that. It's nice to go back to how players used to play and think and things like that, you know, before all this theory and computers came to be. So I really like this book. You can probably add it to your collection of books. I think it's a nice one. Nice reference book. If you want to see really nice games by top grandmasters, you know, back in the day, this is probably one of them. The world's greatest chess games. Has multiple games, you know. I guess in the cover you have Kasparov with Kramnik. But yeah, I think this is a nice book. Has games from like Boris Spassky, has like different games from all like Mikhail Tal and things like that. One thing, by the way, that I suggest is that you should. So there are two types of notations. You have descriptive notation and you have algebraic notation. The easier to read is algebraic notation, which is, you know, like knight g6, things like that. Whenever you see books that are descriptive, and by the way, before you buy a book, try to like open it and see if you understand the notation, because if you see p dash whatever, you know, like king pawn 2 or whatever, that's descriptive, and that's the old school notation. So you might not understand it as well as the algebraic notation, which is the notation that is used by different websites like chess.com and Lichess and other things. It's just easier to understand. If you like descriptive notation and you are cool like that, then go for it, you know. I understand a little bit. I'm not super familiar with it, so I try to avoid it. Although I have a few of the books in descriptive notation, I'm still not a huge fan of that. But you know what? That's how people used to write the games back then. So I guess it's another good one if you want to see references from the past games. Although you can always just go online and find all these games, but it's, you know, it's nice to have the physical copy, and you know, just mark things like that. By the way, I just found a game here, and this one is Emmanuel Lasker versus Jose Raúl Capablanca. This was a game in the World Championship match game, the game number 10, Havana, 1921. Queen's Gambit decline, orthodox defense. You know, it's nice to just look at things like this. So I guess that's another one. Let me look for another one. Okay, so I really like this one. I haven't read the whole thing. I read the first few episodes, I guess, or chapters. The Caruana's Ruy Lopez. If you are an e4 player, and you like to go for e4, e5, you can check this book out, and it goes in depth about different sequences and variations in the Ruy Lopez. So that's a nice one if you want to learn about it, especially because we know that Caruana is very theoretical and stuff like that. It doesn't mean that he's not natural talented. He's gifted, but he put a lot of work in, like, you know, learning a lot of things and openings and things like that. So I think we need to give him props. A lot of people say that he just memorized stuff. He's really good, and I think he has natural talents as well for dedication on learning new things. So you know what, props to him. And let me see, I think one of the, let me put these books back because they're falling low. 1 second, let me, okay, okay, we're good. There's a book that you must have if you really want to, I don't know, have like a well-structured different sections and things, you know, different concepts, is this one by Jeremy Silman, International Master Jeremy Silman. This one is the 4th edition. There are different editions, but I think this is this is the last one of how to reassess your chess, you know, and it says chess mastery through chess imbalances, completely rewritten. And I think Jeremy Silman passed away too, you know, rest in peace. He was a huge influence in the chess community, especially with all the books that he wrote. So I think this book is a must-have in your chess preparation. I haven't really seen it much. I know about the book. I've seen a few things. I've glanced through about like on the stuff. I need to definitely study this. If you really want to improve your chess, this is a great book. I definitely need to review it whenever I have time, you know. And I guess on the note of Jeremy Silman and wait 1 second, and how he likes to really prepare you on all aspects of the game, then I guess you can also go for this one here, Silman's Complete Endgame Course. And I like how he does things, you know. He creates certain like puzzle exercises and things like that, and certain sections, kind of like quizzing you. So this is like a textbook, you know. Definitely a must-have. Again, this goes over a bunch of things, rook endgames and things like that. So a must-have. And I know I've noticed that whenever I post something about endgames for my chess exercises and things like that, they're not as popular as other chess exercises because people like to solve the checkmate in 4, checkmate in 2, whatever. I get a lot of views on my shorts for those, but I don't get that many views on my endgames. Although on Snapchat lately, I've been getting a lot of views on endgames, but shame on everyone. Endgames are not, you know, of course they're kind of boring, but we don't really like it because they're hard. But if we really want to improve our, you know, if we want to gain rating and want to get better, we need to definitely focus on the endgames a lot and understanding them and actually enjoying them. You know, we need to enjoy the endgames if we want to improve, get better at all these things. And you know what? If you start liking those things, if you start getting better on endgames, you're going to be one of the few people that actually like endgames. So you're just, you know, already ahead, I guess. So yeah, that's another one. Let's see. Okay. And of course, okay, I'm gonna show you 2 more. Wait, maybe. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm gonna show you 2 more. This is one that my brother-in-law gave me for my birthday, I think, one time or something. And this is a good one. And just like the Jose Raul Capablanca's game, like the 60 best games and stuff like that, there's this one for Bobby Fischer. Same idea. And it shows you like the top games from Bobby Fischer. Again, you know, you always have the little descriptive, the algebraic notation and things like that. It talks about thoughts and ideas and what actually happened in the game. And this goes over a bunch of games, man. Yeah, it has like Botvinnik versus Fischer. I'm assuming it has also the games between him and Boris Spassky, but I'm not sure. It's like very old games. Let me know in the comment section, by the way, if you guys have seen this books, or I think you might have access to PDFs about this book. I know for some of the books you can actually get the PDF, not just the physical copy that you have to buy. But you know what? It's nice to have books, physical books again, you know? Okay, last one. This is one of my favorite books just because 2 of my friends in Idaho, when I lived in Idaho, they gave it to me for my birthday. And I guess I wanted to give a shout out to Tanner Hunter and Teal Backstrom. They gave me this book for my birthday. which was the World Championship match between Magnus Carlsen and Jan Nepomniachtchi in 2021. So I really like this book, especially because it has like the purple cover. The material is very soft. It's super nice. And yeah, it just goes over the games, and actually has even pictures inside too. It's super nice. It has the positions, all those things. And it's just a reference book just to go in depth about those games that happen. And I don't know if you had the opportunity to watch those games, maybe live, or you saw the highlights afterwards, you know, on the recaps on YouTube. But those are some of the books. I have a lot of books, again, as you saw it before. And I have a lot of magazines too. Let me see. I guess if you're staying until now, well, let's see if I can try to find. I think I'm in one of these magazines, so I have a bunch of magazines here. And I was signed up for the magazines when I lived in Idaho. And they would just show highlights from different tournaments that happen in Idaho. I know if you live, for example, in whatever state, I bet you have you have the chess association of that state, and so I think they do magazines and things like that, and they meet at different places and they have tournaments. So maybe if you haven't thought about going to any tournaments yet, or maybe you've been wanting to, look it up. You look up your state where you live, or if you're not in the US, you're in a different country, you can always look into chess associations near you. And by the way, here, one of the magazines, that's me. I got second place in one of the tournaments. I think I have the recap. I guess I'll put the recap in the end screen, so you can check it out whenever I got second place at that tournament. I did a recap on that tournament, but yeah, again, that's me in the magazine. So it's kind of cool. If you get involved with the community, you do well, you know, they can take pictures of you. So I hope you guys liked this video, this type of format of videos. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you don't like it. And let me know, what are your favorite chess books? What do you recommend? What are your favorite chess novels, or just novels in general, not just about chess? For example, let's see. One of my favorite books that I've read, let's see. So definitely, I really like this one, the Percy Jackson. I don't read fantasy stuff, but I read that one. I really liked it. And when it comes to self-help, let me see. Let me bring it. I think it's here. One of my favorite books for self-help is this one here, How to Win Friends and Influence People. So this one here, you should check it out. It's a nice one. Okay. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.